Hello and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about the term worldview and its significance in our lives. So let's firstly start by defining the term worldview. A worldview is a theory of the world used for living in the world, a mental model of reality, a framework of ideas and attitudes about the world, ourselves, and life, a comprehensive system of beliefs, with answers from a wide range of questions. To build on this, Carol Hill adds, worldview is more than culture, even though the distinction between the two can sometimes be subtle. It extends to perceptions of time and space, of happiness and well-being. The beliefs, values, and behaviours of a culture stem directly from its worldview. So to add on to this, these are some of the following common sort of questions that help shape an individual's worldview. So why are we here? What is our purpose? What are our values and priorities? What happens when we die? Does God exist? And if he does, what kind of relationship does he want to have with humanity? I guess you could break it down into two different categories. So you have your typical Western worldview, and then you've also got your Eastern worldview as well. And underneath each sort of category, you have a lot of different religious worldviews as well. So some of the other external factors that influence our worldview is our inherited characteristics. Also our background experiences, so that comes from what we've been brought up with. It could be some from our family, it could be from the community that we've lived in, and then there's also the life situations that we've gone through, so that could be from school or college or just general childhood. So these also help, enhance our values, attitudes and behaviours. So essentially this will actually vary from person to person.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about what impact that our worldview would have in our lives. And they can fit into three categories. The first one's mental, second one social, and third one physical. So first, let's have a look at the mental. It has an impact on the way that we see our identity and the future. One of the main challenges for people is to figure out who they are and where they belong in this world. It also shapes our thoughts and our actions. We also have something to refer back to when we're making challenging decisions. For example, Christians look at the Bible and we talk to God through prayer to figure out what we're going to do. We can answer questions of humanity, like what happens in the future, where do we come from, what happens after death. And Ellen White says that worry is blind and cannot discern the future, but Jesus sees the real end from the beginning. And so we can have this faith in the what's going to happen in the future. It also shapes the principles that we make to discern right from wrong. And Ellen White also says that the great moral powers of the soul are faith, hope, and love. And so we should use those to discern between making challenging decisions. Next, we move on to the social, and that talks about how we interact with other people. And so our worldview impacts how we treat other people. And how we treat other colleagues in the workplace. And it also shapes our reputation about how other people see us. And so for a specific example, in the classroom, students look to their teachers consciously or even subconsciously to see how they work out what they do in life and how they see the world. And lastly, we look at the physical, which is all about our health. So that looks at food and exercise and the way that we look after our body, because the Bible says that our body is a temple and we should look after it. And this is seen specifically in the Adventist faith with the sanitarian health message and creating wonderful things such as Weet-Bix.
Okay, so lastly, we're going to be looking at what is the effect of sharing our worldview with students in the classroom. So sharing our Seventh-day Adventist worldview might be the only Jesus in whom children encounter. So we are asked as Christians to be Christ-like, having the mind of Christ in regards to our thoughts and our actions. Within Galatians 5:22-26, it displays the fruits of the spirits which demonstrate how we should act and think. The fruits of the spirits entail love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. A survey of 20,000 Australian children has found that 1 in 4 are worried all the time about family or their future. In addition, anxiety increases with age. Almost 40% of 16-year-olds state they feel worried most or all of the time. A quarter of young Australians say they're unhappy with their lives, and in 2013, almost 1 in 4 young Australians said that they were very sad or not happy at all. So sharing our Christian worldview may affect students positively in relation to these statistics, as it may provide students with an opportunity to meet Christ and understand our Christian faith, giving them hope. In Philippians 4:6-7, it says, "Don't worry about anything, but in everything through prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let our requests be known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses every thought, will guide your heart and minds." By sharing our worldview in the classroom, it can support students in their journey of self-discovery, provide appreciation and development in sensitivity towards other religions and cultural backgrounds within the classroom. So overall, developing a worldview is imperative for both the teacher and the students as they grow in their Christian journey.